it's me, Keyshawn, and I'm here with BlkReaper, aka Kush. Okay, just like he was on our most recent podcast, the Cold War podcast, and now we brought him back on because we wanted to talk to him about streaming as well as anime. Kush, you've been streaming more and more often now, so like, what brought you into that, basically? Actually, before we start, just like always, be sure to follow us on all of our socials. We post on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We also upload our podcast on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. And if you leave a review on Apple Podcasts, we will shout you out, and it helps us get better at this. Anyway, Kush.
Yes.
You've been streaming more. Thank God.
Yeah.
Finally.
What do you mean, thank God?
I can finally sub back to you, or like get the content that I think I deserve, because I've been subbing to you every single month.
I don't require people to sub. Like, I tell this all the time, especially this one person named Bella, who I met like in August of like basically last month, or like 2 months ago, because it's October technically today.
Mm-hmm.
So we met in the beginning of August or the end of July. And like, she came in, met me for the first time, and then like we were just chilling and stuff, and she just kept donating bits. A lot of people kept donating bits for no reason. Like, in my eyes, I'm just like, you don't need to give bits, because like all I do is just play games and talk to you guys. I don't need subs, I don't need bits. Like, if you follow me, that's fine, because then you can come in, you can chat, do whatever. But like, I just stream because it's just for fun. Like, I haven't been like, I know we started streaming like 2 years ago when Fortnite came out on the PS4. But like, I didn't stream every day. I streamed whenever I was free. I still do it. I just stream whenever I'm free. But like, as you said, recently I've been streaming a lot more, which is like not even that big in my eyes. I just been free a lot more.
I mean, yeah, before like, I had been asking you, I'm like, yo, Kush, why don't you stream? Kush, why don't you stream? Well, you finished college. Kush, why aren't you streaming? Kush, stream some, like, and then I see you hop on playing Warzone. I'm like, Kush, why aren't you streaming?
Look, so when I was in college,
yeah,
because I focused more on my studies, obviously, you know, school comes first.
Okay.
Like, I still played games, don't get me wrong. Like, I would come home and then I would like chill and play like a couple, like maybe like an hour or two of video games. But like, you know, I literally just focused on school a lot more. I was like also, you know, commuting, taking the train and stuff back and forth, which is annoying. Waking up hella early, trying to grab the train, getting to class, you know, waiting between classes and stuff, and then coming back home, like, and then eating and stuff like that, and trying to get homework done. So it got annoying. But I did stream, you know, I would try to stream as much as I can, like on the weekends. Usually I had Fridays off, so I would stream Thursday night and then Friday and then Saturday. Usually I didn't stream Sunday because I would be waking up hella late and stuff like that. Or like, if I had exams, I wouldn't have been streaming or anything like that. But like, it's because I was in school and stuff. Now, since I'm done and graduated, I've been home a lot more. Like, obviously, right now we're in like, you know, coronavirus, like a pandemic basically.
Yeah.
So I've been home a lot. Like, you know, I don't really go out or anything. I've just been home. So you know, also like when I first graduated, like a lot of people weren't hiring for jobs and stuff, which I was looking for at the time. And then like, you know, everything was like, nothing was open. I also had to find like a job near home. So like, you know, there's that aspect as well. So like, since I'm literally home all day, I really just stream a lot more. But like, you know, I'm still inconsistent. Like, I haven't streamed for the last 2 days.
Why didn't you stream yesterday? So I know that the plan was, okay, so let me explain this. The plan was that we record this podcast yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Now I mean, I meant to ask the question in the group chat, but then I apparently didn't send the question. So then by that point, when I checked to see like why didn't anyone reply to me, it's because I didn't even send the question. So we couldn't even do it. You're cutting out. You're cutting out. But you're saying you're saying it's my fault. Yeah.
Yeah, my claim 1412 for not having a stream on, what is it?
Wednesday. But then when we checked the time, it was around 8 p.m. I was just like, why didn't you just stream anyway at that point?
Because like, I eat dinner at 8 p.m. and then after that I had to wake up early because we technically only have two cars. My sister goes to work, so I have to wake up at like 7 o'clock and then take her to work and then come back home.
Okay.
Obviously, my sleep schedule is dummy stupid, so I'd be sleeping at like 3 a.m. anyway. But like, I try to go to bed early. Like, I literally will stop playing around 11 or 12, and I'll go to my room and try to go to bed. But like, I just can't. So I'll be like awake. But like, also, it's just like, I'm trying to wake up early and then I get really tired. That's why also I haven't been, like, I don't stream after like a certain time. And also, like, you know, if I stream like in the afternoon, I know I have more time to, like, you know, stream. Because if I stream, like, say I start streaming at like 9 or 10, I want to stream for a while. I don't want to stream for like an hour or two. I don't think I get a lot of, like, I won't get enough, like, not content in, like, I would say content, obviously. I wouldn't get enough of that in there. Because, you know, like, Kingdom Hearts is such a, like, big game. That's what I'm streaming right now.
Yeah.
So I'm at the end of it. So if I started streaming yesterday, I would have been at the end of it, and like it would have been boring, like if I just finished it in like 2 hours. So like I was saying that like I should be streaming for like around 4 hours. Like that's what I think is a good time, because like I want to stream after like I want to stream from like 5:30 to, or like even 6 o'clock to 10. Like that's like I like, you know, a good like time period. 4 hours of good, I guess,
Stream
time. Yeah, 4 hours is good. Sometimes I obviously go longer than that if I'm free. But like 4 hours is a decent amount. We get like, you know, we can chill, we can talk, and then obviously I would like take a break. Like I'll go to like a stop streaming, and then I'll like watch anime or something later on, or like watch YouTube videos, and then I'll go to bed, and I have to wake up early again. So, you know, and I have like, I'm basically on the weekdays, I have like a set time every day. So since I sleep really late, which is a problem. I'm trying to fix it.
So you're telling me you need to wake up early, but then at the same time you sleep really late.
Yeah, which is a problem. Look at that. So like, I'm trying to sleep early, but I just can't. Like my body's just like, you know what? Screw you. You can't. So it just doesn't happen. And like, if I do go to sleep, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and then it'll take me another hour to go back to sleep.
So you're saying you started streaming more because of the pandemic, and you're free.
Yeah, I'm just free. Like I don't have schoolwork to worry about. I don't have anything like that. But like what?
One thing that I want to say is that you streaming more has shown a lot more success for your channel recently. More people have been following. You've been averaging a higher view count. You've been getting more people interactive in chat and all that stuff.
Bunch of weirdos. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I don't know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm just surprised. Like, I don't know. I just do it for fun. Like, I just like want to talk to people. That's basically it, you know? Like usually if I'm playing Warzone and stuff, I'm going to be talking with like, you know, everyone I play with. But like if someone does comment, I'm always going to talk to them before anything else. Like, I don't know. I don't know why. I guess people just enjoy me. I think I'm a poor man streamer. So like my setup is literally my desk, my monitor, and my PS4 and Ethernet cable, and that's it. That's literally it. And like if you like look, I don't know, it's not in this gameplay because I'm always offline when I stream. Yeah. So like I don't get like, you know, people don't like just send me random invites and stuff. But usually like since I stream from a PS4, I don't have a capture card. So like there's gonna be a black
screen that comes up. If you press the PS button, like, a blue screen comes up. It delays the audio too. Yeah. So yeah, it does all that. But you haven't even tried to. What? So like I have my Elgato. If I came over to your place and then plugged in my Elgato and then we tried to stream on Streamlabs OBS or OBS Studio, would it be proper 60 FPS and like 1080p?
Yeah, probably.
So then why don't you try to get an Elgato?
Because look, so here's what it is. I have a Mac, obviously.
Yeah.
It's from 2016, the MacBook Pro. It has, I'm not a tech guy, but I think it's USB-C. And like I think most things are the regular USB one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this doesn't have it. So I'd have to get a converter and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, also I use my Mac for like work stuff. Like, you know, when I was in college, I used it primarily for like school stuff. You know, I never downloaded anything like for a stream or anything. I have like all my files and stuff on it for like school, like everything. Like, also I want to get a proper PC as well. The thing, like, so a PC is like the dream right now. And then I was gonna make a PC first, but the thing was I was gonna see how much a PS is as well. So I thought it'd be like $700 for a PS5 or like even $800. But then I was like, you know, if it's that much, might as well just make a PC. I spend like maybe a couple hundred more and get a proper PC. But then PS5 is like only $400, which was like the same amount as a PS4 was. So I'm like, oh, that's not bad. It's pretty good. You know, I think it's like pretty high quality stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know the specs exactly, but I know it's like pretty good. It's like a decent, like, you know, for $400, I don't think you could make a PC as good as the PS5. But, you know, like better to get a PS5 than actually make a $400 PC at that point. Yeah. So I'm rather just get a PS5. Also, if I want to make a PC, I want to use my own money because a PC is like getting a good PC is probably like over 1,400 to make.
Yeah, probably like a real, like for streaming, I'm gonna say, to get some of the top line like streaming like stuff. Yeah.
So like for us wise, usually streamers, when they obviously stream, they have one separate PC for gaming
Yeah.
and one separate PC for streaming. We don't have that type of money. Obviously, we can't make two separate PCs. That would be like what, almost $2,000 each to get like a proper setup. So when it comes to like us making a PC, we have to try to get a good balance of both. So like obviously, you know, we have Black Nike, or you know, Nilu, who's making a PC. There's Kinji, who made a PC. Raj made his PC. You know, I can go ask them. Yeah, Squeer. We have all these guys have or like who else? Fob, Rob. They all know how to make PCs. They can all like, they know how to do it. So we can just ask them, have it off. But like I said, I don't want to spend my parents' money. I want to use my own money to get a PC, like a proper like PC. Obviously, you know, parents do too much for me. I want to try to do it myself. Obviously, like I don't want to waste their money. I always thought about it like that. Like, you know, I don't want to waste their money on something they don't care about, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
No, they don't care about games and stuff like that.
I mean, they care about you, yeah.
So I want to
come on.
Well, yeah, obviously they care about me. They spend stuff for me, obviously. You know, they put me through college, like basically.
Squeer is saying that you don't need a dual PC setup to be like, you know, to
obviously you don't need to do like.
But like all the biggest streamers have that.
Setup. Usually do that. That's what I'm saying. Like usually big streamers, like if you want, like if you're gonna focus mainly on like, if you're like not gonna make YouTube videos or something, and you just want to make, you know, just stream on Twitch, like it's best to better have a dual, you know, in my opinion. Well, like big streamers say that. Like I've actually like somehow commented in like a Twitch chat to like one of like a Twitch person that I watch. He was like, I asked him like, oh, how do you think like what's good for like streaming, you know? And he was like, oh, I usually run a dual PC setup because it's just the best. I don't have to worry about, you know, storage space and all that. I can have one PC just for my games and another one for my stream setup. So that's what they usually run. Like we don't have that kind of luxury, so we just try to get one PC and try to balance it out. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, what else? You said about me streaming more constantly.
Yeah, I mean, you've been seeing more success, so like, what's that?
I don't know where these guys come from. I just guess it's just the games I play, because I know KH was recommended by Chad, I guess. They're like, oh, you should play KH again, because I was playing KH3. You know, I was doing like the DLC stuff, because last time I did it, I didn't have space. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back in, you know, do all the bosses, extra bosses that were in the DLC. I got that done. There's a secret boss in there that's like super hard. I literally rage quit. I like deleted it because I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not beating it. I'm just gonna like suck. So I gave up on it, and then everyone was like, oh, you should just do KH, like, you know, try playing KH again. Like play the whole story. I was like, you know what? Might as well. I have fun playing it. It's not that long. Well, it's pretty long, but it's not that hard, I would say. And like a lot of people have like good memories of it, and a lot of people haven't watched it. So like what I do is like, I always recommend showing the intro of that game because it's literally one of the best intros ever out there. Like, and I'm glad that you know, PS4 it doesn't block the screen. I know it does that a lot. I know in KH3 it blocks the screen, so you can't see the ending or opening.
Yeah.
And this one, at least I get to show the opening, which is, I would say, one of the best video games opening out there. The music's so clean. The like CGI for like, you know, for 2002 was really good, and then, you know, they did this is the HD remake, so obviously it's like some like top tier like CGI, and I just think it's like works so well, and like the whole story and concept is like really, really deep for KH. So like, you know, having new people experience it for the first time is really, really good in my eyes. I would this success from people enjoying the content or like enjoying me, because I say like I haven't. Well, oh,
you cut out.
I just say what did I stop on?
Literally just 5 seconds ago.
Just 5 seconds.
You stopped your sentence after you were saying that you know, it's a game where people like can watch for the first time and like enjoy the content.
Yeah, basically they can enjoy the content, and it's like it appeals to a wide variety of like an audience, because, you know, it's Disney, so it's family friendly, but there's a deeper like meaning behind it. This game goes super, super deep. Like the more like you progress in the story, a lot more gets revealed to you, which makes it like super, super fun. because like I know a lot of people hate on the story because it's super convoluted, but that's because a lot of people only play like, you know, the main series games. There's also the side story games which doesn't have the main character, which really goes like, you know, if you play those, it literally makes complete sense in my eyes and like a lot of people's eyes. They also have like a mobile version, but other than that, like I just guess the success comes from people just watching it and enjoying the content. I was also saying like success wise, I don't know why I'm getting like people are coming in following, you know, but I guess a lot of people are just really, really friendly. You know, I don't promote my stream anywhere besides Discord because, you know, the bots do it for you.
Yeah.
But I don't really care about that. Like I just go live whenever, or like if someone specifically wants to like talk about it or like want to see me, I'll tell them like, hey, I'm going live now if you want to come through. So basically that's pretty much it. I don't really like, I have a Twitter obviously, but I don't post like any stream info.
Yeah, it's
like,
not like you're
if you follow me,
yeah,
I don't like tweet out like, oh, I'm going live. I just tweet whatever I feel like. Like my last tweet was me talking about just a chessboard. I was like, yo, this chessboard is sick. I don't even know how to play chess, but I would buy it. You know, like I don't talk about my stream on Twitch or like on Twitter, but like I have my link there. If someone follows me and they're like,
can I say
thing,
why
like,
I think you're doing so well?
Is it because of you?
No, wait, no, I am never gonna say that. Yo, what the heck? Never in a million years, dude.
Because of KH?
No, it's because of your personality. And one of the things I remember during the stream that like really stood out, which is when everyone was there.
What?
When we spoke, the
ASMR?
No, not the ASMR. Though, like that I'm gonna say is all part of your personality. You make it a fun environment for people to be around and watch, right? And that's one of the biggest things for a streamer. But you spoke about, you know, when we had that debate about
oh my God.
love and all that stuff, and you gave your 2 cents on that. That was amazing, and I feel like everyone heard that and they were like, you know what, I need to follow this guy. He is one of the best people that I could possibly follow on Twitch right now.
I don't think so. That's because of why. That was just me going on a rant because you brought it up. Because you brought it up. There's a clip somewhere out there. KP clipped it. I'm not gonna go into detail on this podcast, but there's a clip out there. Something about like anime and like relationship and stuff like that. I just wanted to rant about it. And this was a talk that we had a while ago, and then, you know, KP brought it up on stream, and I literally just re-said what I said, and then, you know, we just had a like really long conversation about it. It's clipped there. You can find it somewhere. I don't know if KP will send a link on the podcast or show it. I don't know what he's gonna do, but it's out there. You can go to my channel, see it all you want. Yeah. But other than that, like, I don't really promote myself or anything. I just stream for fun. You know, it just happens, like, people find me. I would say it's also because, like, there's a lot of people out there, like, that I follow on Twitch that are awesome. And, like, they do raid me a lot. Like, you know, Sparky the dog, awesome person, great guy. Like, if I'm streaming, he's, like, literally for, like, the last couple of streams, he's always raided me. So, like, I meet new people through him and that. Also, like, there's Discord. You know, Discord's big. I've been trying to use it a lot more. Mm-hmm. I suck at using Discord, though. But I've been trying to use it a lot more, try to branch out to new people. I know you recommend me. Like, also, when I want to rate someone, I always ask chat to recommend me new streamers or, like, even other people. Like, so, you know, I just try to give my viewers to, like, someone else as well. Because I know everyone starts off, you know, really small.
Like I recommended Lissa to raid you.
Kid. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and you to raid Kid.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I always do that. I don't really care about, like, the whole, like, bits or, like, subbing thing. Because, like, I don't have anything. I don't have a capture card, so I don't really want people to do bits and stuff to pop up.
Yeah, but why don't you try to see? So, like, when you get your PC, you're gonna get a capture card anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So is it gonna be a built-in capture card, or is it gonna be something like that I have where, like, you plug it in?
It's probably gonna be built-in.
Really? I don't know if built-in is the best, but what I'm trying to say is you could get the capture card right now, and you don't need to spend the extra fee on a built-in capture card, right? And that's true. You can also upgrade your stream even more than what it already is, you know?
That is true.
And see, even, not that success matters too much, but you could see more success, really.
Yeah,
probably, it is something that you do for fun, but, like, you know, it gives back to your viewers.
Yeah, but like I said, if I'm gonna have a built-in capture card, that's the goal, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, just have it set up. Like, because obviously I want to make my own PC stuff with like really good stuff, and I just buy like everything separately. Like I said, that's like long-term stuff. Right now, like I feel like because I don't want to just stream completely from my PS4 forever, obviously.
Yeah.
So like
maybe a capture card doesn't matter too much because you're no longer going to be using the PS4 anymore.
Yeah, so I was gonna, whatever money I get from Twitch, I was gonna save all that up and make it go towards a PC and stuff. So like, I can like save up using Twitch money and get a PS5, which is basically cheaper and will make, I guess, gameplay a lot better. Because also with PS5, there's a lot more exclusivity that I play. Because I know everyone, when I was streaming, was a big fan of me playing Spider-Man for the first time. I also enjoyed it for the first time, and the only way I can continue playing Spider-Man is getting a PS5, because that's what it's exclusively on, the next Spider-Man game. And then also I streamed God of War, and that's always been a Sony exclusive, Yeah. Like, there's a lot of games that I would want to get, but there's no point of getting it now because it's not gonna look as good or like feel as good, Because those games are intended for being on PS5. If you compare, I think when the PS4 came out, and the difference between PS3 games and PS4 games were like completely different. I think the biggest one was Black Ops 3. If you played Black Ops 3, it was literally textures wouldn't load, and like it literally looked like basically garbage compared to what we had on the PS4. Like, I don't know, it's that aspect as well. Like, I just want to make stream better in general for like everybody, for like when I play. But like, there's also the point where I do want to get a capture card one day. Who knows when? It's not like people haven't seen my face, people see my face in your stream, on the podcast and stuff, so it's not a big deal. It's just me, like, I just don't have the whole like layout stuff that we have for like, podcast on your podcast on Twitch or your actual stream. I don't have any pop-ups or anything like that. That's why I recommend people not to give bits, because it's literally just gonna be me saying thank you, I appreciate it, but like I feel like that's not enough. I'd rather have like something show up for them.
Well, you can't really get anywhere if you don't have it like set up.
Yeah, obviously. Like the goal was to get a capture card one day, but then the whole PS5 was announced, so there was that. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. He muted himself, but the next question I want to ask him is, how can other streamers get to this level? Or what should they try to do to get this level? I mean, to me, a person that streams for money isn't someone that should stream at all. There's very few circumstances where you need to stream to get money, because you can't do any other things in the world to earn. So anyone that streams for money is sort of it's just not worth.
Sorry, what did you say?
No, I was gonna ask you, what should a person do to get to this level of streaming? I'm gonna say you're better than the average streamer. I'm gonna say the average small streamer. Yeah, well, it's definitely just branching out. At first, like, when I first started doing it, it was just like, it's still for fun. Obviously, you want to grow, have a community and stuff, so you like branch out, try to meet new people, which definitely helped. Going around trying to meet, like, joining people's discords and stuff, and then meeting awesome people like that through that, which definitely helps. But like, if you're in it for the money, I don't know. I feel like if you're in it for the money, your personality might not be as good. Like, I don't know, because I don't do anything like that. If you're trying to be like a big streamer, that's like pretty hard, because obviously they have probably went through the same process. But like, it's just hard to say, because like there's a lot of things that, like, if you make a name for yourself, on Twitch or like on YouTube, you can definitely like help grow other things. Like, if you have a YouTube channel or you started on YouTube, you can be like, hey, yeah, I'm starting a Twitch. People will definitely come through if they enjoy your YouTube content, obviously. But then,
so like, and if you, it's
like, so I'm gonna say Twitch is sort of the same in the aspect of like, you need to start somewhere and grind on that platform. where obviously YouTube you can sort of hide the type of like personality that you have because you're editing it all, and Twitch you need to like show that personality all the time.
You can still fake personalities. It's like it's not hard to fake.
I feel like you're talking about this from experience or something, Kush. What's going on?
No, I'm just saying, like, think about it. We play like Among Us and stuff. You know how easy it is to lie in that game?
Oh yeah, speaking of which,
it's probably the same on stream. There's probably fake streamers out there. You know, like people don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt.
As much.
But I feel like it's easier to spot that than it is to spot a person that's faking a YouTube video.
Yeah, that's true. Because you can obviously in YouTube you can edit what you said. Like you can show whatever you want to show. I don't know. Like it's hard to say. I just stream because I'm just literally playing games 24/7. Might as well show what I play, right? Like try to talk to people that have the same interest.
Agreed. And you show them a good time too. Not just about it's really not just about like you. It's like it's an interaction. You're interacting with everyone.
Yeah, it's fun. Like if you're streaming, it's fun to talk to people that like enjoy what you're doing. You know, like there's always gonna be people out there that you know, it's also like the thing is like if you're starting off, you're not gonna have a lot of viewers, obviously.
Yeah.
But you still gotta be in that mindset, like, oh, there's someone watching, you know? Like even if I'm playing, like there's times where like I'll have like 1 or 2 people watching, and like I'll just talk to myself because it's just better, you know?
Yeah, because you can't
speak your mind.
You can't just like stay
you can't
quiet.
Just stay there silent, you know?
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. Like what if someone comes in and they're like, oh, what was this person streaming, you know? Let me see their old videos or something like that. And then there's literally a point where you're not talking, or like if someone does raid you and you're just silent, it's gonna be weird, right? Like you gotta just to speak your mind. If you're like really shy, then it's gonna be hard. But you should just try like talking here and there, like just do a solo stream once, you know, just see how it goes. Because you know, people don't care about what you play. Obviously, they care about your like who you are, I guess. Like if they can't, because there's times where you can't really vibe with people, and they're like, you know, might, you know, influence how they look at your stream. Like if you're just like I said, if you're just in it for like the money, it's gonna be way different than if you're just trying to do it for fun. Like obviously money is definitely a bonus when it comes to streaming, but like I don't care about that. Like you shouldn't care about it. Like who cares, you know? Like just there's a lot of people out there that don't have the luxuries that you have when it comes to gaming. Like if someone can't afford a game, they'll come check out a streamer and then just watch it, you know?
Yeah.
So you try to make it an enjoyable experience for them. That's what I try to do, at least, because I know there's a lot of people that don't have a console, so they can't have, you know, play console games. So they're like, you know, they're like exclusive games. I know
like people couldn't play Last of Us unless they had the PS4.
Yeah, like KH isn't on PC games. It's not on a PC, it's only on console. So like, you know, you should try to make it enjoyable for people who don't have the game, you know, try to explain what's going on, try to give them like a feel of like how it's going, like make it feel like they're actually like into it, like they're playing it. So what I do is like I don't really talk over the cutscenes. Like I do it sometimes because I go on a rant, like I just talk a lot for some reason. So like I usually talk during the cutscene sometimes, but I try to do it where I don't talk through the cutscenes, so like people actually get to hear like the characters talk. They feel like they've gotten this far themselves without
I feel
actually playing.
It's like respect for the game on it, honestly.
That's what I try to do. I just try to make it a whole.
No, I do the same thing with Breath of the Wild.
I try to show like make it.
With Breath of the Wild, I'm like, if there's any cutscene, they typically have cutscenes for the memories that you watch. I instantly like turn down my mic volume and I'm like, okay, let me check this out, and then I raise the gameplay to make sure that everyone else can hear it, because like one, the creator spent so much time on making this part, especially for games like Breath of the Wild, where I think it's such a beautiful game. And I'm gonna say you can say the same thing about Kingdom Hearts 3 in terms of like graphics and all that stuff, because it is just genuinely a beautiful game. But so that type of stuff, I mute my mic as well. I just feel like it helps with the experience. Do you feel like people watch you because it's, I don't want to say like the type of content they enjoy? Like you provide some sort of content that no one else can give?
I have no idea. There's a lot. I don't know. you can literally just go on the tab and watch whoever you feel like. I guess, but like I just stream whatever I feel like, you know, like I don't really stream for like an audience at all. Like I'll just try to stream whatever I feel like is gonna be fun for me, I guess, and like if fun for other people. Like I know Cage is always gonna be fun for me, so I like, you know, I'm glad to stream it anytime, and I know people will probably enjoy it because I feel like it's a really good story. Like I streamed Spider-Man because I really wanted to play Spider-Man. I didn't, you know, I was like, you know what, if I'll stream it because I want to play it, and if someone else like does never had the chance to play, they can come in and watch me, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, like Roger said something good. Yes, because there's only one of you, so your content is unique. So yeah, that's true. But, like I don't know, I don't know why people watch me. I feel like my voice is like garbage. So like I'm like, yo, how do you stand listening to me?
Do you ever watch
like
back your own streams and you're like,
yeah, and I like want to kill myself?
Wow.
Nah,
no, I wouldn't say that.
I literally want to mute myself because I just don't like the way I sound, and I don't know how people do it.
I've
like,
watched
how
back
they listen to me.
like, so I've heard my voice plenty of times over now, and I feel like I've become like desensitized to it. Like I've heard my voice on the podcast, I've heard my voice on my own stream, because like I watch back my stream sometimes to see where I went wrong, and that's probably the only reason why the mic can sound this good right now, because I kept on fiddling with filters until I came across the right filter. And you could ask like Tacos and Squeer and like anyone else that's in the Discord call when I'm like testing it. I'm like talking to them and I'm like, how does this sound right now? Does it sound okay to you guys? And they're like, yeah, you don't sound distorted at all. But then when I go back on the recording of the stream, I sound super distorted. And I'm like, why is it doing this? But I've become desensitized to my voice, and I feel like at a point you will too.
Yeah, okay. Nah, I can't stand listening to my voice. I just don't like it.
That's like everyone though. Everyone
so
and anyone.
The only time I do listen to my voice is when I start up stream, so I understand the mic volume to see how it is. Other than that, it's never. And I'll just mute myself straight afterwards and not listen to myself. And I really don't go back into the videos to see how I did, because you know I would consider myself a poor man streamer. That's what I call myself. Because I only have a PS4 that I stream from. That's pretty much it. Also, like when it comes to streaming, you obviously want to give to your community. Like I have like nothing. I have a lot more than what most people do, which I guess I'm happy about. Like, I try to make, you know, stuff nice on my stream, obviously, so people can enjoy it. So, you know, when it comes to like panels, emotes,
you
sub
changed your
badging, stuff
panels,
like that.
you added a new tier 1 sub.
That's it. But like it's for me, it's just really hard to come up with different ideas, because like I literally have to, like, you know, if you're trying to make something like that, you have to like sit down and like actually think about it. You know, I just I'm literally like don't do that, which is a problem, because I don't know why. Because I just like, you know, sometimes you just want to chill. Like I like to chill, like have, you know, me time. And then like if I'm not doing that, I'm either streaming. So I literally like don't really come up with anything on the spot. Like I do try to, obviously, but it's just in my like head, it just doesn't work for some reason, because I'm always all over the place. I'm not really sit down and focus. If I have to, like, other than that, like I'm just all over the place when it comes to like Twitch stuff. Like I'm not good at it. I don't know how I got this far.
Okay. I mean, you care a lot. Not for yourself, but for the people that are watching.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you know, I just try to stream so like, you know, people have a place to just chill and talk, I guess. That's pretty much it.
To create an atmosphere where people feel accepted. Yeah?
Basically, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And this is sort of branching out to the other topic that I want to talk about to you. I feel like anime does the same things to people. Not really create an atmosphere where they feel accepted, but they sort of imagine themselves in that atmosphere. No? Yes?
I guess. I just think anime is just like really good talking point, because a lot of people do watch anime, you know?
Now like, they've started more than ever.
Well, yeah, because everyone's in quarantine, so like, you know, they have nothing much to do, so they usually just like, you know, watch like animes. Usually they're mainstream animes, obviously.
Yeah.
So like, you know, people are starting to watch Naruto, Haikyuu.
People starting One Piece. Oh man.
Yeah.
The behemoth of One Piece.
it's just whatever I see on TikTok, it's usually anime based because I like a lot of TikTok stuff, like anime stuff on TikTok. So people are like starting off all these like shonen mainstream animes like My Hero, Black Clover. So a lot of people are getting back into it, or like they're getting into it because they have really nothing to do because there's not many shows on TV that are really good. Like there was Game of Thrones at one point that was like everyone would watch every Sunday. Westworld and stuff.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, there's a lot like most of those things are on halt. But the anime, there's so many different types you can go to. You can watch like action, adventure, mystery,
romance,
horror,
slice
romance. Yeah, exactly. Like there's so many different genres you can go to, and you can enjoy it no matter what. And like, it's also the point where anime is such a big thing. We freaking based our Twitch names off of anime, right?
Hey,
like
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. But
okay, well,
my name does retain to a lot of anime things, which I like.
Yeah.
But the name itself comes from my friend.
Okay, so where did he get it from?
Well, he did get it from anime, but still.
Exactly.
But still, like, I like the name because of the name of it. I like the way it rolls off the tongue.
By playing 14, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I based my name off like before my stream name was literally my name, just Kush 1708. My name and my birthday. That was it. I didn't think like once I got to affiliate and stuff, like you get emotes and stuff like that. I was just like, oh, basically what am I supposed to do now? Like I didn't have anything to like base my emotes off of base my emotes because I never showed my face, so I can't really have emotes about my face. I never showed it.
I mean, you could.
Sense. It could, but I just never did.
Yeah.
It's also like, oh, what kind of things should I do it on? When I first like actually properly streaming like decently, because back in the day I only used to stream shooters. So I would stream like COD, Overwatch, Siege, or like Fortnite. That's basically it. On that, and then once I was like, okay. Once KH3 came out, that's all I streamed. I would play KH. I would play a lot more solo games. So a lot of people decided they like follow me through Kingdom Hearts. So I was like, yo, maybe I should do a Kingdom Hearts thing. That's why my VIP badge is based off of KH, and like my sub badge is based off of KH and all that stuff. That's basically why. But like then I changed my name to what it is now, which is based off an anime, which is based, which I got from my favorite character. So like that's why I'm trying to change to that. But it's also like super hard to come up with like ideas, like different like emotes or like sub badges and stuff based around all that. So I don't know, like it's like anime can like what you call it, influence a lot of things. They like I said, influence art. Like my name particularly, obviously you said your friend got influenced by that name as well.
Yeah.
But like anime is like super popular. You can get it like clothes, you can get it as like figures, you can get it as like posters and things like that. You can do like there's so much you can do with it and talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? So there's a couple of questions that Mage was asking that I gave my input during her stream, but I just want to hear everyone else's. Like, I'm gonna say you're a pretty big anime fan, even though you watch other things.
A weeb, I guess.
Yeah, you could consider yourself a weeb.
Yeah, because I watch hella animes.
Yeah,
and I have like a hella long
You've literally watched Naruto and One Piece, and I think you've even seen Bleach. Or no?
One Piece.
Have you seen Bleach?
I've seen parts of Bleach, like a couple episodes.
And you've watched Fairy Tail, and you've watched Dragon Ball, and you've like that's like all the long animes, So you know a lot. So first question, which I feel like is the most debated topic of like all time: dubbed or subbed?
Okay.
And like where does each type play its part?
So when I first started watching anime, I would say it was in dub, but that was just because it was on TV. You never thought of it as anime. You thought of it as just a cartoon.
Yeah.
I used to watch Naruto and One Piece in dub because it was always on TV. So I'd be like, oh, this show is lit. So I'd just watch it, and like it was just always in dub. But then it's actually like a Japanese like show, so it's usually in Japanese. So I decided to go watch it in sub because it's just easier. Like it's more up to date.
Yeah, they have the released episodes and all that. That's all there.
Exactly. So like it won't get spoiled, and like the way it's translated. Also, like I prefer sub, right? Like I just think sub is a lot better. I don't hate on anyone who uses dub. Like I jokingly say, oh, you watch it in dub. Obviously it's a joke, it doesn't matter, you can watch it in whatever you want. But like there's some shows that are really good in dub. Like I think Bebop is like really good in dub.
Cowboy Bebop, yeah.
Like it's There's also obviously Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball is like probably like the pinnacle when it comes to like dub shows. But like dub isn't bad. You know, Naruto, like it's not bad in dub. He sounds pretty normal to like what his sub sounds. The only like the crazy thing that shocked me was Goku's sub voice actor is her voice is like really high pitched. Like Goku doesn't sound like he's scary, but like compared to his dub, so it all depends in my preference. Like in my eyes, like, I don't really care. Like I watch it in sub because it's just easier to watch in sub. Also, like when it comes to dub, there's a lot of issues where translations don't go properly through.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously.
That's one of the biggest things for me. The problem is like honestly not just translations, but the meaning behind the words that they're saying. You know, like damn, I'm gonna make myself sound like a complete weeb, right? But like
okay, go on.
and I don't know, what do they call that person? Pushover?
What's it about?
Like a slice of life anime. Or a romance anime.
Oh God, this guy.
Right?
Okay.
Like a person, like they say I love you, right? In dub. But to me that just doesn't sound as good as something like I
can give you a perfect example of that. It's gonna be a spoiler, so you gotta put a spoiler alert.
Okay, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler
Skip
alert.
like 5 minutes ahead if you don't want to hear this.
It's a pretty big spoiler. Okay.
About what? Naruto? Okay.
It's Naruto. Yeah, it's Naruto. Okay. So I'm gonna start it. So you know, obviously, the whole relationship between Sasuke and Itachi, right? Yeah. So like in the beginning, you find out Itachi, you know, killed his clan. Sasuke was the only survivor. Blah blah blah. Right? And then you find out Itachi's actually a good guy. He was just he was basically undercover doing all this stuff. So you know the point where he gets reanimated. Yeah. And then it's Sasuke and Itachi versus Kabuto. And you know Kabuto's under the Genjutsu, he breaks the reanimation spell and Itachi goes away, right? Yeah. So in the Japanese sub version, you know, obviously if you were watching sub, you know, he's going away, he tells Sasuke he loves him, right? But in Japanese, he uses a certain word, which is like a higher level of love than just saying I love you. And like, I forgot what the word is, but he uses a word that's basically a higher meaning of love. You know, usually you only say that word. And I read this a while ago, but that word is only used to someone like who's truly special to you. You know, if I go to someone and I'm like, oh, I love you, obviously, you know, I say I love you to Twitch chat. You know, like that's just because I thank them for being here. You know, like I'm not like truly pouring my heart out to them. Like he uses that certain word in the anime in sub, obviously, but in dub it's just going to translate to I love you. Obviously it's not going to sound the same. There's not that big meaning behind it, and compared to I feel like there's
people like us, we pick up on that stuff. Like, you know, there's one way of saying I love you. Like you could say daisuki, that's one thing, or the other way is aishiteru, or anata, or I'm not going to go all in, but you get what I mean. Don't do it. Yeah. So like that part is lost during dub translations, and a lot of intense moments like that specifically are sort of like withheld from that experience, which sucks, but I can understand why people don't like subbed, which is because they find it to be too difficult to read and keep up with the story and all that stuff. Though I'm gonna say that dubbed, typically when there are lines of words.
I'll give you another example. So
hello Kush, did his phone die? Well, I'm gonna continue. So when they talk in lines of words, they typically have it during the scenes where you're just looking at the characters and nothing's really happening, nothing that you need to truly pay attention to, or it's just like a scenery look and it's nothing like important. Basically, very rarely will it be a moment where you need to give your full attention. Oh, I was talking about how people that watch dub say like they watch it because they can't keep up with everything that's happening in the plot and story.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they watch it so that they can keep up and still listen without giving their full attention, I guess.
Yeah, I completely get that, but you miss out so much. There's so many like little secret like details that you miss if you're not watching, you know? You can watch a character do something like, on the background that leads to something else, you know?
Yeah.
Or like just a moment that's actually really good, that's enjoyable. Like also with like dub, because like I can give you, I don't know if they do this now, but when One Piece first started, it was acquired by a company, I think like some like studio. So what they did was in the dub, they had to get rid of a lot of things because in the US you're not allowed to like show guns or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So in One Piece, obviously it's about pirates and stuff, so they use guns obviously, and then swords and things like that. So in scenes where there were guns involved, because usually all the pirates and marines have guns, they made them look like water guns. So they were all colorful, so it wouldn't look like it's an actual gun. Or like if someone was bleeding, they would get rid of that, or they completely cut scenes entirely because they were they couldn't show it. So it was just weird, or like didn't fit. So like dub is like all over the place when it comes to stuff like that. It's so iffy. Like I prefer sub. I feel like you get a lot more when it comes to sub. You always be up to date. You always like you'll get the true meaning behind it, like the whole like shebang. Because when it comes to pronunciation, in dub it's just not going to sound right because they're saying Japanese words, or like the translation gets mismatched, or like if they're trying to say a location or character's name, it just doesn't sound right when it's in dub.
Mm-hmm.
And sub is just a lot more better. It'll just flow a lot better and make sense a lot more. It's just, I feel like sub in general is better, but I understand if you come from like if you watch dub, because you just might not be used to watching things in sub, because you have to like literally like read out the whole you have to read out the subtitles and stuff like that. A lot of people can't do that. Like they're not used to it. We just grown to.
What would you say is your most favorite anime scene of like all time?
Favorite? I can't. It's a spoiler for you too.
Oh my god.
So I can't say it.
Okay. Besides that.
All right. Another one is
Well, this is all spoiler alert. So this is all
spoiler. But like the first one is obviously in One Piece. So the show's just top tier, goat piece in my eyes. You don't have to like it. I know you prefer Naruto and stuff like that. I just think One Piece is a lot better.
I mean, I'm not saying I prefer Naruto.
You think they're equally good, obviously.
I think they all like each anime has its own aspect that appeals to people, and that's why I like Naruto. I'm not saying that I don't like One Piece. I think One Piece is actually like amazing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna when it comes to like, I do like Naruto and stuff, but if I was supposed to choose out of the big three, I would really prefer One Piece. I just think it's the world building and everything is just better. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's a way off topic. We're talking about moments.
Yes.
Like One Piece is just, in my eyes, just a better show in general. I like, if it's like, it should be like, it's not good. In my place, it's like the number one anime. Everyone else is gonna have their own preference.
Mm-hmm.
I just think like if you caught up to One Piece and stuff, like it might be number one for most people, because I think like the whole story, the world building, characters are a lot. So like if we're talking about my favorite scene, spoiler, it's from One Piece, but I won't say it because KP hasn't caught up to it. But It's like my favorite scene. The other one is in Tokyo Ghoul Re, which is gonna be a spoiler. I never
actually watched that, surprisingly.
So the thing is, the way I say Tokyo Ghoul is probably my second favorite like anime / manga. I say manga because I actually read it, because the anime doesn't do the show justice. So what I say is Tokyo Ghoul, like the first season is like it's canon, like it's probably the best one, and season 2 is not canon, it's like an original thing, so it literally just messes up the whole show. And then Tokyo Ghoul Re, which is actually the continuation of Tokyo Ghoul, but it literally like misses out on so many chapters. So the spoiler is that in Tokyo Ghoul Re and Tokyo Ghoul is that at the end of Tokyo Ghoul, Kaneki fights the White Reaper. I think his name is Armin or something like that. I forgot his name. Let me see. Let me just Google it real quick. But yeah, he ends up fighting him, and he ends up. Oh, his name is Arma. Okay, that's his name. So he's a White Reaper. He's like the police guy, the CCG, aka the police that go after ghouls. So at the end of Tokyo Ghoul, which was at the time the last chapter, we had no idea if there was going to be a continuation or not. Kaneki technically dies at the end of it. He gets something stabbed into his head. So that's like the last thing you see of him. So you think he's dead, right? But like if you're like reading the manga and stuff, it doesn't like, you're like, okay, what's going to happen next? and then the author or the creator came out with that second like whole story called Tokyo Re, which we get introduced to a character called Heise, who looks a lot like Kaneki, and then you find out like Kaneki like actually survived. He lost his memory and all that. Like he's just like basically a different character completely, right? So there's this one scene in the show where he's like talking to himself and all that, and like he's like saying like he's just having a conversation with his like his little younger self, and then he's like, oh, Heise, the character, he's going to go to sleep, and then Kaneki comes back, and that's his like BlkReaper form, which is literally him like basically doesn't have emotion or anything. Like he just doesn't give a, I'm not gonna curse, but he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's just like no emotions, no nothing. He's just a freaking beast of like a character. Like he just goes off, and like that's like probably one of my other favorite scenes of all time.
I'd
What
say
about you,
my
KP?
favorite scene.
Is it with Kirito?
Yeah. I mean, his Starburst stream in the first season was
Which second?
absolutely insane.
I haven't, just saying, I know someone commented this. I think Sword Art Online is trash besides season 1. Tokyo Ghoul is trash besides season 1, but it's still my favorite. I know it's KP's, SAO's still KP's favorite.
Yeah, look,
but I
that's the
heard
thing,
that-
dude. Like people's
Look.
favorites, right? It's gonna be their favorite because of what like pertain to them, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
Like,
exactly
I
how
think
anime
SAO
should be. And I think any medium of watching some sort of form of entertainment, including like streaming, which is why like I asked
Yeah.
you, like, do you bring anything unique to the thing? Like that's like, is there something that you do that other people don't? And you being yourself is what's unique. And just like anime, you like something because it's special to you. That's why I like
Yeah, like,
SAO. And I'm never gonna say
I
that
watched
SAO
SAO.
isn't good.
Like I watched basically all SAO.
Uh-huh.
But actually, I stopped at one point because I just got convoluted, and I was like, "This is hot trash." So SAO season 1, top tier, one of like the greatest seasons of like of all time, like one of the greatest things I've seen.
Yeah.
But then after that, it just went downhill. Like I just stopped enjoying it. It was like just didn't make sense. It was all over the place. So I think that's why a lot of people hate on it. Like I definitely call it trash a lot just to make fun of KP. But like season 1 is really good. But recently, it's actually been picking up. I heard like
Alicization is actually
Alicization
it's actually
and
what I'm gonna say. It almost equals the what's it called, moment in SAO where they
okay.
replicated Starburst stream.
And there's also, you know, Underworld of SEO that came out too, which
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
are
talking
really
about.
good. The past 2 seasons I heard were really good, so I can't hate on it. I heard it's really good. I haven't watched it, so I can't put my thoughts onto it. But I just say season 1 of SEO was like, if those 2 seasons wasn't out, SEO would be complete. Like in my eyes, only season 1 would be good. Everything else would be garbage.
You know
But I
what
haven't watched
else
other
is
seasons.
actually one of my favorite moments that I'm
What?
pretty sure a lot of both you and I have watched, but it's
Mhm.
it's in Black Clover when
Oh,
the entire
Clover?
squad pulled up.
Oh, pulls up. Yeah.
And I
pulls
was
up.
like, oh my god, this is insane. I was
At
on
the
the edge of
tournament,
my
right?
yeah, at the tournament. I was on the edge of my
Okay.
seat and I could not believe how that happened. The build up to that moment and how they executed it, the animation, the expression on every character's face and the way they spoke was so
It's
complete.
good. Anime has a lot of moments like that are really, really good.
Hmm.
You know, like that's why I recommend a lot of shows. You know, it's like there's a recent like episode of Fire Force like 2 days ago. I mean 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
There's that one scene. It was just so crazy. Like I didn't think Fire Force had like, you know, like I would say the balls to do it, because you know it didn't like show any like brutality or anything. Obviously, they show people beating each other up, but that scene was just so brutal. Like I was like, damn, that shit's crazy.
See, I just caught
you
up with
caught up.
Fire Force, so now I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
It's okay. So
Spoiler.
it's with it's not. I'm not gonna say it, but it's, you know, with Joker.
Oh, and
like,
his
yeah.
card?
Yeah, his card stuff
Yeah, okay.
and the smoke and all that. That shit was wild.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry for profanity, but that was crazy in my, like, I didn't think they were gonna do that. Yeah, I just think that was pretty cool. There's obviously like the greatest, like one of my other favorite scenes is when, you know, when Kaneki goes like, you know,
When he gets
Google
his
for the
hair,
first time.
when he goes
Yeah.
white hair, oh my god.
Well,
Honestly,
the white hair is because like it's like trauma, obviously.
Yeah, but
like,
still,
other
that's
than that, that
insane.
was pretty cool. Yeah, it's insane. Like it was so good. Like
that moment is
these are-
iconic, dude.
it's so good. I think that'd probably be up there as well. I don't know. And then he like the theme music starts playing. It's like, yo, it's Case for everyone.
What's an underrated anime that you feel like everyone should watch?
Vinland Saga, 100%.
Vinland Saga, you're gonna say is underrated?
Yeah, I don't see anyone talking about it. Who talks about it besides us?
Okay, true.
I don't see it on TikTok. I've seen like maybe once or twice. The reason it doesn't get like a lot of views is because in 2019 there was a big show, Demon Slayer came out. It was so much hype around it. I think the Demon Slayer was good. I think I enjoyed it, but I don't think it should have won Anime of the Year. I think Vinland Saga should have got that, just in my eyes. I feel like also Erased. I thought Erased was really good. I don't see a lot of people talking about it either.
Erased. What about Magi or Magi?
Oh, Magi is really good too.
I feel like no one talks about that, and that actually leads to.
I feel like it's because it's really old right now. Like,
yeah, that also leads to a question that Mate specifically asked: which anime should get a second season or another season? And to me, my answer when she had asked that, I was like, 100% Magi. There's nothing else. Magi is one of the only animes that had such a good build-up, such a good storyline, such a good like everything, and they just ended it. They couldn't, because they didn't have the funds for it, so they just called it a day. You know?
Yes, it's so sad. But Netflix did release The Adventures of Sinbad.
Yeah, but that was more of a prequel.
Which was Sinbad's story from a little kid. It was still good. Even that show, there's a lot that's left on the floor, you know, because there's a lot of characters that they introduce in Sinbad that aren't in actually the main, like, you know, in Magi itself.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see where like they could, because there's a lot. Sinbad's story is like probably really good because you know, obviously what he becomes is insane, you know. So there's also like there's a lot of things they could have done. Magi should have had like a third season. There's a lot of shows that are like, you know, that might like, you know, like a lot of shows die down because like the ending of the show gets like tarnished a lot. Like think about it, Darling in the Franxx. I thought that show was hot garbage. Like I don't recommend it to anyone. I watched it because like everyone was like, yo, it's like, it was everywhere. Like when I thought, like everyone was fangirling about 02.
I mean, people still
people were talking about it on
02.
TikTok. So you know what? I'll give it a try. Yeah, they still think the show is like super sad and depressing. Like I'm like, bro, it was garbage. Like yeah, it had its moments. I just thought like they had such a good like thing going for it, and then they just ruined it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never liked that show. There's all like, you know, obviously I'm not gonna like shows. A lot of people can, like, you know,
everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I just don't like when people are like, "Oh, this show is trash."
Do you think there's any show
I'm talking about?
Do you think?
I don't watch it.
Do you think there's any show that you watch that everyone else is like, "Why this thing is garbage"?
That I watched that I think that
everyone else thinks
garbage.
is like really bad.
Not really. I don't know. I don't really tell people what I watch unless they ask me.
Wow.
Like recently I'm watching, there's a show that came out like last season called Goodbye. It's literally garbage, but I literally just watch it because I just watch it because I just find it funny, like how bad it is. So I just watch it. But that show is pretty trash. I don't recommend it to watching it. There's another one that I think that, you know, people this season were talking about God of High School a lot. Yeah. Obviously, you know, God of High School, but like, in my opinion, I give it like maybe a 7. It was more fighting based.
Yeah, it's just a fighting. It's another, it's another like, typical shonen.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, yeah, but like, you know, Black Clover is a shonen, but it still like has a lot of story to it. But that's because it's long running. Obviously, it's like doesn't stop.
Yeah.
But like, I understand like with God of High School, they only have like 13 episodes, so they have to like try to get to like certain points. They can't really build. So like, I usually like animes that like try to incorporate that. But like, I swear God of High School had like barely any plot. And if they did, it was like maybe a couple scenes, you know? But I still thought it was good. You know, I got to see where it goes. But like the show that I watched that I enjoyed more than God of High School that came out this season, which was a shocker, was called Decadence. I don't know. You probably haven't watched it. I haven't
seen it.
Like, bro, it is really good. Like, I give it like maybe an 8 out of 10 or 8.5 out of 10. It's a unique thing. It's not based off any manga or anything. It's like actually just like made for a show. So whatever 13, I think there's only 12 episodes or 13. I think it's 12. So whatever 12 episodes are out there right now are the only ones in it, like about this show. There's a lot of questions that it's done. So I don't know if I don't think they're gonna make a second season because the way it ended doesn't look like it. But it's such a good show, like the way it ended and everything. Like there's a good plot twist and everything and all that. It's pretty good. Like I highly recommend it if you want to watch it. Like go ahead. I think it's really good. I think it's better than God of High School this season. But yeah, it was fun to watch. Like usually I don't tell people what I watch. Usually I just watch the same thing as everyone else. There's gonna be like those couple episodes I do, like shows that I watch on the side. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I don't really watch a lot. Like I do watch a lot, but it's just like if I have the time,
What would you say to a person that's trying to get into anime? What should they watch first? What is a good anime to start off with?
Get into anime? That's hard.
So
usually everyone
I was thinking
right now,
about
there's
this
a lot of
and
good animes to watch.
Yeah, I was thinking about this and I was thinking what I would say, and for whatever reason the first anime that came into my mind was Attack on Titan, but then I thought about it for real and I'm like thinking, these guys, they don't know what anime is like, they don't know what like fan services, they don't know what anything like that is. They're gonna be seeing this giant naked giant, I guess, walking around trying to eat people, and I feel like that would scar them for the rest of their life, just like anyone that would like start watching anime and then maybe they saw One Punch Man first and the first scene that they saw was One Punch Man ripping out the eyeball of a crab monster.
The thing is, like with anime, is like it depends on what that person's taste in shows is, like what kind of genre they like are into regularly. Because like there's a lot of shows that you can recommend that people don't get into. Like I recommended Raj Fire Force. He did, like I enjoyed it. He didn't like it. He didn't get like.
I love Fire Force's opening.
Yeah, the first one was good. Like, but he just didn't get into the show, so like I don't hate on him for like not liking it. Obviously, he's just not into it. But like, it's hard to say like what people get into because you might enjoy the show a lot. Like I enjoy One Piece a lot. I try to recommend to everyone, but everyone doesn't watch it because it's long, right? So like no one's gonna watch it. But other than like, it's hard to say what they should watch. Usually, there's like the three main shows that everyone watches. When people get recommended, it's either Haikyuu, Death Note is always one of them. Full Metal. Like Full Metal's up there. Recently people can watch Demon Slayer now. Demon Slayer's up there now. Basic shonen, not long. Other than that, like I would recommend Promise Neverland, but like that's kind of like the harsh, to think about. It's a very thinking man's show. Like those are like the main ones I would say. Like Attack on Titan, Full Metal, Death Note or Haikyuu are usually the ones people always recommend. People do recommend Naruto because big three obviously. Naruto is like obviously everywhere. But you can also recommend like Cowboy Bebop and stuff like that. It's a good it's an old obviously anime. It's a 90s anime, but it's really good for a starter. Because that one is more like it's not like you have to watch every single episode because every episode is not connected. It's either like every episode it's its own thing, so it makes sense if you want to watch it. It's all up to you. It depends on the person, truly, like if that person's into like a certain show or not. It's hard to say. Like there's a lot of good animes out there. It's all up to the person. See if they're into it or not. Because there's like, you don't want to give them a bad rep on anime, and if they don't like that show, it's gonna ruin their whole like perspective of it. So it's like it's really hard. You have to start at some point. We started with like Case Closed, Pokemon, and all that stuff. So we were always like, showing.
We were into it from the beginning. Yeah,
exactly. Like we watched Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Bakugan, stuff like that. We grew up watching those shows. So like for us, it's way different than people who never started watching anime.
Though the person that I'm gonna say watched Attack on Titan and was at first like very very like shocked. That was Mage. And the thing is, after she had watched it for a while and like she gave it a shot, she realized that the story is just like wow, really really good. It's it's all up to the person. Like if they're not into it, they're not gonna like it. You have to be like, if you're gonna watch anime and like understand it, you should be fully devoted to it. Right? Like if you don't
if you're gonna just sit there and just be like on your phone or like not really caring, you're not gonna like it. Like I see that a lot. Like I don't see it a lot, but like I've seen it happen. Obviously, like people don't get into it as much. You miss a lot if you're just like just trying to watch it casually.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard. It's hard to say what someone should watch in the beginning, but like
Agreed.
you just gotta recommend mainstream stuff to them. It's just easier.
Like
for
Boku no
everybody.
Hero, Demon Slayer.
Boku no Hero. Haikyuu is definitely
Haikyuu, yeah,
Haikyuu
without a doubt.
It's just really simple.
I
And
would not
straightforward.
recommend Fire Force though. Do you know why?
Fire Force is deep.
Because
There's a lot
not
of
just
stuff and
because
fan
it's deep,
service.
but the fan service in every scene
Yep.
that they have. Every
Or,
single
like,
episode they
Fairy
have
Tail, too.
something. Fairy Tale as well, yeah. It has a lot of fan
Mhm.
service.
But it's like if people are not into gore and stuff, like you can't recommend other stuff too.
Yeah, like I would
Goblin
never.
Slayer first
Goblin. Oh man.
episode is wild. Attack on Titan, Tokyo was scary first episode. Like you can't recommend stuff like that to like people starting off.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them something that's like pretty straightforward and easy to watch. So it's hard to say. Like it depends. It literally depends on the person. Like
Mhm.
what do they watch normally, or like what do they want to get into as an anime?
Yeah, I agree.
Because like I can recommend someone Vinland Saga and they're not gonna like it, or like I always recommend I recommend you guys to watch One Piece. Like I told you to watch it, you started it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I
like,
started a long time ago, but I just haven't had the time
Like
to.
because you're already like really into anime anyway, so you're gonna enjoy it. But like if someone's just starting off, you can't recommend like a 940 episode show.
Yeah.
Unless you're like somebody that we know who finished it in a month because they had nothing to do.
True.
Yeah,
Anyway, I feel like
and that's like anything else. What about movies? Anime movies?
anime movies. Well, the only anime movie that I have seen is Kimi no Nawa.
Well, I've seen
I need
Kimi
to.
no Nawa.
I need to check out
Obviously,
all the other ones.
you haven't seen any Studio Ghibli movies like
Those were when I
Hanyo,
was
Howling
younger.
Castle. Oh,
I watched
I
them.
remember watching.
I
They
actually
were
watched
good.
them on TV when I was younger, and I remember
Oh.
being afraid of Howling Castle. Actually, I thought it was creepy. I thought it was scary. I did not,
Okay.
but I still watched it anyway.
I thought Spirited Away was kind of weird. It was weird at first, but like I rewatched it when I got like, a little bit older, so I thought it was good. It was fun to watch. I've seen obviously Dragon Ball Super,
Mhm.
really good anime. And then I watched I've seen all the One Piece movies and Naruto movies as well. So there's that.
I
But
love
think-
recommending Kimi no Nawa to people, just
Yeah.
because it's a movie, so they can get like a glimpse of what anime is like. But then I always need to like bring them back to reality and tell them this is a movie. The movie only has 2 hours at most to show everything that it has to show, so their
Yeah.
budget goes into that entire 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Unlike anime,
Well,
where
anime
they
is,
have to like,
spit.
yeah, they have to span it over like 25
Usually the
episodes.
fights are super detailed.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. They
So-
give up on like certain scenes and things like that.
I
Yeah.
try to remind them of
But
that.
I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't a big like into Kimi no Nawa because like I'm just not into that genre. I understand the like appeal of it though, so there's that. Like I said, we had this whole conversation before, so
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go into it. But like, like it's just not my like thing. Like I've seen it, like I've seen those kind of movies and like shows, just not my preference. Like I'm more into like shows that are like
Fighting.
Obviously,
Shonen.
there's action, shonen, but there's also like erased, like suspenseful, like plot twists and stuff like that. Like, I have to
thriller,
think about it.
basically.
I'm like into those a lot more than anything else. Like One Piece is definitely shonen, but it has those moments, like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Like, there's a lot of secrets in that show that haven't been dealt with yet. Like that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
But yeah, like that's pretty much it. Anything else? Any other questions that Mage had that you want to ask me?
No. I feel like that's about it. I'm just glad that I get to catch you streaming more. No?
Why?
Because-
Yeah, it's because like I said, if I get a job, it's gonna be different, obviously.
We shall see.
What do you mean we shall see? Usually I'll be working at 9 to 5 most likely. It's not bad. I do stream after 6 anyway, so we will see.
Okay. Well, Kush, thanks for being on the show. Everyone
no
that is
problem.
listening and watching, thank you guys for spending your time here. Thank you for giving us your time. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. We post on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We also upload our podcast on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. I would highly recommend checking out Kush. He streams on Twitch, twitch.tv/BlkReaper_.
Yeah.
So if you guys do want to check him out, he would really appreciate that. We would really appreciate that. But yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching once again. Have a wonderful day. Peace.